So, in the past couple years, I have decided to commit myself to actually earning the right to say that I'm open-minded. What do you mean by that, Carter? Well, I'll tell you what I mean by that right after I burp. What I mean by that is that over the past couple years, I have tried to read widely and truly challenge myself in what I believe. Because I know so many people who consider themselves to be open-minded, but they've never read anything from the other side. They've never done the work themselves to actually know why someone who thinks differently than them thinks differently than them. So I've been doing this kind of like soul searching, you might say. This experiment in intellectual investigation, you might say, over the past number of years. And in 2021, the Carter the Brown YouTube channel is finally going to get to see some of that work. And some of that work has to do with the most influential book ever written, otherwise known as the Holy Bible. In 2021, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to get at least, as long as I don't die or get banned from YouTube, both of which seem very unlikely, but who knows? 2020 sucked. 2021. Maybe even worse. Let's hope not. Fingers crossed. But in 2021, the viewers of the Carter the Brown YouTube channel are going to, at least as long as everything goes well, they're going to see 27 videos over the 27 books of the New Testament of the Bible. And I'm also working on the Old Testament, but I don't know if I'll get that out in 2021. But these 27 videos over the 27 books of the New Testament of the Bible will be book reviews and analyses. So, for instance, the first video you will see after this video will be Matthew, book review and analysis. Bible book reviews. It's a series, boys and girls. It's a biblical series. And each of these videos is basically you getting to see my initial reaction and thoughts on the verses and passages within each book of the Bible that I find amazing and spectacular, beautiful and powerful. And also you will get to see my initial reactions and thoughts on the passages and verses in each book of the Bible that I find to be very disturbing and unsettling and disconcerting. This whole series is just about honesty. And I read the Bible when I was a kid. I didn't fully understand it. I'm reading it again now that I'm older, because now I can actually understand things. And this whole series, I'm trying to this sounds arrogant to say, I'm trying to lead by example. Because with a book like the Bible, and I'm also going to do a series on the Islamic books, the Quran. That's the only one I have. I don't know about the others, but I'm going to do the Quran. I also have the Bhagavad Gita. I'm going to do, basically, over the next couple years, as long as I can, series after series having to do with different religious books. Because if you noticed in 2020, everybody kind of lost their mind. And I think a big part of that has to do with the fact that at least Western society has untethered itself from its religious roots and has decided that it can make up its own moral laws, when in reality it can't. It can try, but it always fails. The laws change every day with whoever. It's not all might is right, is what seems to be the saying of the day. You could say, or at least the underlying force of the day. But with this biblical review series, as I said, leading by example, I'm gonna, as I've filmed over the past couple years, I've filmed a whole bunch of videos. I mean, even these videos are dating back to when I had the ponytail and the giant beard. Over the past couple years, I've filmed all these videos of the New Testament, and, you know, these are my initial thoughts and reactions, but I'm also going to, after I finish my initial thoughts and reactions, and if you all want to read along with me, I actually kind of designed this whole thing to be almost like these videos to be like a companion piece to your own reading. You read the book of Matthew, then you watch my video on the book of Matthew, and it gives you some stuff to think about. It's almost like a Bible study without the actual interpersonal, you know, reactions and discussions. At least the face-to-face ones. But this, these videos, this initial set of videos on the New Testament, you know, I'm going to have a whole bunch of questions that aren't going to be answered by me. And they're going to be like opened up to discussion in the comment section. Hopefully I can get those answers from there. But even so, I do plan to do a Bible Revisited series. After I go through all the New Testament and do all the Old Testament, I want to do a Bible Revisited series where I go back to those books that I had issues with and really try and dig down deep and see if there are answers to some of the more abhorrent things found in the Bible, or apparently abhorrent things in the Bible. I want to actually, what I said about leading by example, I want to show that you can't just read a book like the Bible, find some things that appear to be horrible, and then just throw it away. Okay, it's the most influential book ever. You can't be intellectually lazy with it. You can't just decide, oh, I know better, after reading it one time, when people have been reading it over and over again for the past several thousand years, and still come up with new ideas and perceptions of things, perhaps perceptions that should have always been held in the first place. And so, like I said, like this series, this is the first of my religious book series, but it is one that I'm very excited about, and like I said, it's going to be like a great companion piece, I think, to any of you out there that want to read along read the Bible with me, basically. And I think that it will be very helpful to those that do. Now, I will say about this Bible book review series, the version of the Bible I have is the New International Version, but it's the one from like 1984. So it is a little bit different than the current NIV version of or translation of the Bible. It's pretty much the exact same. The only major difference I've noticed from reading this and then reading stuff that's available in the more current NIV translation is gendered language is very different in mine versus the newer version. For instance, in my, let's say a verse in my NIV version would say, "And God has blessed man with many good things." In the newer NIV version, it would say, "And God has blessed people with many good things," or has blessed all the brothers and sisters. In other words, the newer NIV version has a lot more, I guess, inclusive. It has a lot more inclusive translation, whereas my version is much more like, yes, it's still talking all people when it says man, but it's not going out of its way to say God has blessed men and women with many good things. It's, you know, it's just basically saying, it's basically using the term man as an umbrella for all people. That's the big difference between my NIV version and the more modern NIV version. But nevertheless, I will be having the passages that I go over in each video. I will have the text on the screen, so it really shouldn't be that confusing. You wouldn't even honestly have to open up your own Bible. You could just read along the passage that I put up on the screen. The only other thing I'll say about the biblical review series is, look, some of the videos I think are great. Some of them, I'm like, wow, that was hard to edit. because I sounded so stupid during most of it. So, you know, I do maintain that there is something good in every single one of, you know, my Bible book reviews. But I will say that some of the videos are better than others. And as I said, you know, at the very least, the New Testament videos will come out this year. The Old Testament videos may come out the following year. I would like to get them out right after the New Testament videos, but I'm still working on the Old Testament videos, so we'll just have to see what happens there. But nonetheless, the Biblical Review series I'm very excited about. I'm very excited to see what all of you think about the videos. I really am trying to take this channel in a new direction, direction of existential exploration, a direction of philosophy and you know, just figuring out the things that we as a society need to figure out. And I want to simultaneously figure this stuff out myself while also bringing you along with me. And that's why I've structured the Bible Book Review series and the Bible Revisited series in the way that I've structured them. Because people have got to stop being so impatient with these powerful books that change the world in uncountable ways. And as I said, you know, the next series I'll do after the Bible will be on the Quran. I don't know much about Islam, but again, it's one of those things where it's the second most popular religion in the world. I think I should know more about it than what the government tells me. Or that, you know, because I don't know anyone that's read the Quran except for Muslims. So exploring this should be very interesting as well. Now, the other things you can expect from me in 2021 is a ton of other book reviews. Book reviews having to do with, like, whether they be novels or nonfiction books. You're gonna be, like, I'm planning basically the schedule for at least the first half of 2021 is every Monday there will be a new Bible book review. Every Friday, there will just be a new book review that I put out about a book that I read, whether it be fiction or nonfiction. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much what you have to expect from me in 2021. I think you're gonna really get something out of this channel that you haven't gotten out of it before this upcoming year, because I've kind of become a man obsessed with reading, and not just reading any books. I mean, look, to give you an example of how I have changed over the past year or two. I used to ask for, like, little, you know, just fun novels and stuff. Guess what I asked for Christmas this year? I asked for the complete... Just give me 1 second. I asked for the complete 3 volumes of The Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn, a book written by a man that was put in the Russian gulags and was tortured there for 8 years. But yeah, that's what you can expect from me in 2021. Just a lot of book reviews. Some on religious books, some on non-religious books, but all on very interesting subjects. And I'm also working on, like, actually making some philosophical arguments myself by, like, actually writing out arguments that I will then video and I'll then also put on this YouTube channel. I'm still working on those. I don't know when those will come out, but I am working on them. So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys had a fun 2020, even though it was, you know, not a fun year. At least internationally and nationally. But hopefully you, my precious viewers, hopefully your lives were not destroyed. If they were, I am very, very sorry. Yeah, it's been a shit year in a lot of ways. It's been a good year in some ways for me personally, but, you know, yeah, things are just not, something is rotten in the state of Denmark, as they say. And, you know, I hope that through the discussions that will be spawned from my biblical review series and my other religious book review series in the future, and just my general book reviews, I hope the conversations that spark from those videos, I hope they help you in whatever you're going through, and I hope they catch on. I hope that people really begin to wrestle with the things that they should have been wrestling with all along. In other words, I hope that people start to wrestle with the things that matter and really try and figure out just what those things are.